Okay, so boom. Yesterday was the long-awaited Sims 4 live stream that displayed the base game, infants update, and features, along with everything the Growing Together pack had to offer. The stream was mighty long with a lot of information given. I'm here to relay that with a sprinkle of snark, a dash of my opinions, and some authenticity along the way. But first,
Aside,
and thank you for clicking on my video today. It's me, Phoebe, and I have opinions about The Sims like everyone else. In this video, we'll be recapping the live stream for both the infant update and the expansion pack. If this sounds interesting to you, then please stay tuned. Wow, EA. You did it. You listened to people's feedback, complaints, and suggestions. The team tried their best to offer a plethora of gameplay and options to not only the infant's life stage, but the newborns as well. And honestly, they did an amazing job. Build and Buy had a great amount of rugs, cribs, playmats, and even new playpens to display. Babies even had their own little foods to try and make judgments on. Aw, it was so cute. They even came with 6 new traits: cautious, sensitive, calm, intense, wiggly, and sunny. Quality of life improvements have been made to the high chair, which is a godsend because I cannot explain how many times I've had my kids snatched straight out the high chair by Child Protective Services, all because the adults are fighting over who gets to feed the little rugrat. Infants now have attachments and security levels that will be higher and lower depending on the interactions you have with them. They even gain lifetime traits from this. The animations are so fluid and amazing. I cannot thank the Sims team enough. I know rigging can be so difficult. Even the object babies got a refresh, now given more animations and having some variable of skin tones as the other ages of Sims. You can even have babies by surrogates called science babies, which is amazing for like same-sex couples, couples with infertility, and other gameplay scenarios. Honestly, I am in love with all the stuff that has been given. The only thing that was kind of was CAS, and honestly, it did leave a bit to be desired, but it's base game we're talking about, so the amount of content we get is honestly on par. Also in Creative Sim were birthmarks like port whiners that will fade over time. They'll still be added back in CAS, so no need to worry about that. Overall, I'm just very happy and appreciative of the base game update. We've been begging for so many of these features, and I'm glad they're coming to base game, free of charge for everyone. I mean, we know how EA gets down with stuff like this, so yes, I will give them a small cookie when they actually do something right. I can't complain all day and night like, damn, it's exhausting being a Sims fan. Also, are you enjoying my video? Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, and comment below to help support my channel. It means the world to me and makes my day. Okay, now moving on. With the Growing Together expansion pack, I'm just going to start out saying that a lot of the features in this pack are things that people wanted. I can tell the team who worked on this pack were very passionate and happy about the work they've done. That part genuinely makes me happy seeing developers being passionate about what they do. Unfortunately, when your boss essentially is EA, you can only do so much. Creative Sim has the standard amount of clothing and accessory items I would expect, so I really don't have much to say on that. The ascot and scarf over the head has me so hyped though, I'm not gonna lie, it's so cute. I see they attempted with some sort of clothing coordination between ages. I do think that's really cute and goes along with the pack theme. I very much appreciate the focus on hairstyles for Black/POC Sims. I think we all can agree that there's a lack of Black hairstyles, so seeing the cute afro puffs and braided buns pleased me. I just wish that some of those hairstyles were for my child Sims, but I digress. There's more freckle variants, full body freckles, and stretch marks that will be exclusive to the pack. Also, just of note, all the features I discuss here are exclusive to the Growing Together pack, so please keep that in mind for the end of the video. Sims characteristics and conversation topics have both been added to the game, both dictating their compatibility with other Sims. With conversation topics, Sims will now have a preference for conversations with other Sims like affection, complaining, jokes, gossip, and will have negative or positive reactions to said conversations. And finally, children are given more aspirations, which was so necessary, like beyond. So after that, the world was shown, and baby, it was small. Like, I know y'all see this, right? Now, I like the idea of a water source like a river dividing the living areas up. That's very realistic, but so much of that space was taken up by the map. The areas designated for lots are so small, which leads me to believe the explorable areas are almost non-existent. Like, for instance, not only were the lots on Cottage Living massive, like 65 by 65 tiles, but there is so much explorable space to walk and explore. Like, OMG, I love the big ass snail you can take selfies with. Like, you gotta find those kind of things, but I digress. I was hoping the world would be more like San Francisco, kind of like how they said, but it's another Willow Creek. I'm sorry, we got the same ass Willow Creek trees and cherry blossoms, Willow Creek sidewalks. Like, it seems as if the new world San Sequoia would be a huge part of the pack, but it looks exactly like New Crest or Willow Creek. I was really hoping for more apartments to be included, since they're so rare in game, especially if you don't have city Living expansion, there aren't any sequoias, just a one singular stump. And the cars parked in front of the houses is them literally trolling with us. Like, I'm sorry, they're playing with us. Someone had to put that there. And that dot girl. It seems their intent was that most of the residential lots would be located in Hopewell Hills. So then the gameplay was discussed, and boy, it was hefty. There's honestly so much that's included in this pack. Well, for starters, social interactions are much more categorized this time around, so it's easier to choose interactions in a timely fashion. Those Sims characteristics and conversation topics mentioned in Create a Sim actually have gameplay functionality, and which conversation topics you use will increase or decrease your compatibility with said sim. This improves the conversation autonomy between sims, which was much requested and needed. The compatibility affects your family dynamics, which are categorized as close, distant, difficult, or jokester. And these levels will change how often your sim will interact autonomously with other family members. For instance, a special event can happen when a distant family member can sometimes drop by and stay at the home for a period of time. I honestly love this so much for my storytelling. They even bring these cute, actually functional suitcases. Yes, newborns' onesies can be changed, and babies and toddlers now have been given quirks, which are traits that are learned through gameplay, kind of like lifestyles. Children can finally gain certain adult skills, albeit at a slower rate, which was much needed. Their teeth will now grow and fall out, allowing for the tooth fairy to come and get their tooth in exchange for a few simoleons. They even learn how to ride a bike, and like, it's just so beautiful to see. They didn't say shit about teens, but all life stages now experience milestones, which are like memory. Adult Sims can now go through midlife crisis, workplace rivalries, and they can even get burnout and, yes, be laid off from their job. Social events like baby showers, sleepovers, and family reunions have also been included with the pack. Families can also build a treehouse together. It's very apparent that gameplay is the highlight of this pack, and the developers put a lot of effort into it. And while it is very apparent, as you're going to see though, I wish that same effort was put into other aspects of the pack. Anchor Point Wharf and Gilbert Gardens are the respective urban and park areas of the map. At Anchor Point Wharf, the movie theater is based there, and it's a rabbit hole, which I didn't mind at all. I couldn't imagine trying to get all the Sims to just sit and watch the damn movie, then them trying to be on time. Like, nah, it's better as a rabbit hole, to me at least. I like that the pond water is swimmable and not just set dressing. It's a nice touch. Gilbert Gardens holds the Whalebird Splash Pad play area, along with a community center where Sims of all ages can read, work out, socialize, and play games like card, puzzle, and symbols, which is like a version of Scrabble. Elderly Sims can even take a walk through the gardens with their family. It's good to have more activities that all members of the family can participate in, and somewhat of a water park, though I wish there were at least 2 more water activities included with the pack, just so someone could create their own water park, like if you only had base game in the new pack. The worlds are small, but there's a decent amount of activities included in them. So here's where I share my thoughts, both positive and negative, about all the things that have been shown on the live stream. Now, some things I noticed after the stream was over was the fact that the developers' energy was very high the entire time. They were, again, very passionate about the work they've done. This kind of furthers my theory that certain packs get less/more effort than others based on how much the team enjoys working on them. Also, the build and buy was not displayed in full detail, but it seems very nice and like it will integrate well with the other furniture and other packs and in base game. I would say most of the stuff shown was pretty decent, but I do have some more complaints as well, and unfortunately some of those were harder to ignore than the positive aspects. Now, a part of me feels like a lot of the compatibility features should have been included in the base game. Yes, that would take out a huge chunk of gameplay from the pack, but that kind of puts into question how much gameplay is actually provided in this expansion pack. How some of these features even could have been a Parenthood pack refresh if EA still wanted to make some extra coin. And I also feel like there was some misleading info on the Sims team part of exactly what kind of world this was. It looks very suburban, not metropolitan at all. I wish we would have gotten even a subsection being dedicated to only apartment lots and activities. It's so much more realistic than a townhome smack dab across the street from a movie theater. There's also no strollers, and apparently the only way that you can take your baby on the go without holding them is to pre-order the game to get the baby carrier. More options for divorce should have been given as well, just because, it goes with the whole family gameplay thing. I'm really not sure the difference between a generic lot and a recreational one though. Like, I deadass have recreational lots already in my game and they work fine. The biggest critique for me is that all the gameplay surrounding compatibility should not be behind a paywall. It shouldn't. It's completely messed up to make people spend $40 in other countries, even more because the price is based on the US dollar, not that country's said currency, for essential gameplay. They know people will buy that pack for that alone, and it's rumored that this will be the last expansion pack for The Sims 4, and for that to be the way it ends would be so horrible. Like, it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth after the live was over because I was so happy the developers have been listening to fans and complaints about the gameplay, but to put it behind a paywall is so gross, and I just dare somebody to argue me on that. Like, be for real. They did it so it would sell a lot. But what are y'all views on the pack? Did you agree or disagree with what I said? Was there anything I missed? Please be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Whew, this was a doozy to write only because it was so much information and like I didn't want to leave anything out. But until next time, guys, ciao!